what former wrestlers do you still talk with the most? Ted, who would you say were the closest friends that you made in wrestling?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard sometimes. Well, I mean, guys that were uh, wrestlers, basically the generation above me, which maybe wasn't my dad's generation, but some of them were. Uh, but the guys who helped me develop uh, Dusty Rhodes,
Mm.
Dick Murdoch, Terry Funk, Dory Funk Jr., oh my gosh, who was the Colonel Buck Robley, who was the craziest guy, but you talk about a guy who could work. He was
Mm-hmm.
great. Bill had him as the booker for a while for Mid South.
Smart
Uh,
guy.
those guys, but amongst my peers, Jake. Jake and I. I mean, it's not like we're bosom buddies and call each other and talk to each other all the time. But whenever we see each other, we just go out of our way to, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Da 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 da. Because we both grew up in the wrestling business. Both of our fathers were wrestlers. And in my case, so was my mother. Um, but yeah, Jake and I are close. And Jake and I we both come from the old school of wrestling. Here's how you learn it. Here's how you do it. And it's a lot different than today.
Mm. And I know that you're still good friends with Jim Duggan to this day. Steve Kern, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Jim Duggan's a great guy. We have been friends, since we met. And we basically had a really good program through Bill Watts down in Mid South. Trying to think, I think it was this. I had this match. Now this is when Jim was a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Jim was a good guy, and then he turned bad guy, and I think it went back to good guy. But anyway, we had a heck of a run down in the South. It's kind of like, uh, especially the town that stands out is New Orleans. New Orleans and the southern, all of Louisiana. We had a really good run. And Jim's just a real good guy and a legitimate athlete. I mean, he played football in college as I did. And I think did didn't he go to did somebody did
Jim.
he get drafted or didn't make it? I can't remember.
He played for the Falcons for a little while and ended up. I think he played a couple preseason games for them, and then he got injured and decided to reach out to Fritz Von Eric, who had tried to recruit him before. And Jim
Yeah,
was like, "Nah, I don't want to be a wrestler. I want to be a football player." Well,
yeah.
here his football dream goes away. He's like, "Yeah, maybe I should call this Fritz Von Eric guy back." And next thing you know, yeah, cool. It's
I've
really
seen, I have, I kind of slept through half of it, but that there's that movie out that's about the Von Erichs,
yes, the Iron Claw.
the Iron Claw, and I started to watch the beginning of it, but I fell asleep. I wanted to see, how much of it was, like true to life into what my understanding was. Um, but my understanding, because I was never around those guys that much, I wrestled Kerry a couple of times. I was had a couple of tag matches against Kerry and one of his brothers. Um, and I can't remember if it was working for Watts or it would have had to have been. But anyway, um, those guys, they were always good guys. But I've always heard that Fritz was the guy. That Fritz, it was almost like he forced his sons to be wrestlers.
Yes. That was certainly the narrative that they tried to push in the Iron Claw movie a lot. And look, I don't have any of the inside detail on it, but that is what folks say over the years, is that he wanted his boys to be wrestlers, and he brought them up that way and stuff. So it's, I don't know, that movie, it was good, but like, it's good if you don't know the full story. So like, a lot of people who aren't big wrestling fans, who saw the movie just because they hear it's a good movie, they're like, boy, what a great movie, what an incredible story. Where really, in reality, a lot of it was, it was Hollywood. It was embellished in many ways,
Yeah.
but like, still a good movie and a good story, but just not all the facts were presented.
Yeah.